Hello everybody, my name is Jeff. Welcome to my channel. I'm a wizard, among other things. Welcome to my Gayoscope, where you are meant to be confused about the word gay. Doesn't mean much, that's the point. And today I have a message from Cancer. My horoscope is more, I think you should see it as not messages for cancers, but from the sign Cancer. Because I go through these cyclical things with the signs, and then I get all this information for myself, but it like all comes together really nicely, and I want to share that again. Maybe I'll put some cards, I don't know. But there is a mystery going on in my life. I just realized, and it's about crabs. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to talk about crabs, the animal, and a part also the disease. I'm going to go into some psychosomatic stuff, which is cool. This is one of those videos where I combine my medical and spiritual knowledge, which I love to do. Why has the music stopped? This is awkward. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, so the mystery. As I found this video on YouTube, I will put the link up, and it says, why do all things evolve into crabs? Apparently there's this phenomenon where they see that most organisms evolve slowly into crab or crab-like creatures. There's something about the shape that is just, it's all about flexibility, they said. Anyways, this process is called carcinization, which means to become more crab-like. But suddenly I realized, whoa, actually throughout my life, I have something with crabs. First of all, I love from South Park, the crab people episode, but I just keep saying it. I just love doing it. Crab people. I just do it randomly throughout the day, right? Then I wrote down, oh yeah, I had the crabs once, the pubic lice, you know, and they actually look like really like tiny crabs. When I found it out, it was like hanging on my hair, like this tiny crab. They actually look like that. And I also always found it a very, like, I don't know, like, you know, when it happened to me, it was just I was just very wondrous about it. Like these little organisms, just because I didn't bother me whatsoever. Anyways, and you can get rid of them really fast. Just perplexed me. Then also something about ticks, but that's for another. And then from this anime stuff, okay? Like in anime, in Japanese, they say ebi. I think it's lobster or prawn or crab, I'm not sure, but ebi. Also something that I just continuously do. I see 6-9 everywhere, which is the sign for Cancer. I'm also a Cancer rising. And I've just been meeting a lot of Cancers. It's Cancer season right now. Anyways, there's a mystery going on with Cancers in my life. And then I saw this really cool video about how everything turns into a crab. Which I just thought was cool, and I want to share with you that there's this thing that maybe that's something you should think about. Like the sign Cancer is all about home and stability and flexibility, because a crab is all like a good Cancer sign can thrive everywhere. It's sort of like they want to, they can pick up and go, and they can build up again. They want that flexibility as well. I think it's very important to them. Yeah, so that's one thing. Now, I thought I had a more cool transition than this, but I don't. Something that I found out for myself, and that I thought is interesting, and I think it's just the message that I need to share is, how do I say this? So I came into this scenario where I was supposed to meet somebody, and I was really torn in two about whether to do it or not, say yes or no. And there was this weird thing going on where I was very split, because normally I would go to sort of like, I know how to listen to myself is like, I would like feel my brain think, and then I would go to my heart space and say like, okay, what are the words coming from there? And actually in this case, it was really weird. It was like most of my body and my instinct was reacting to like, nah, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like this energy. I'm just tired. I'm just already like a bit exhausted from some things. But my heart was saying, oh, come on, like, do it, like, trust us, do it. But it felt weird. And then in the end, I sort of changed my mind and I said, listen, I don't want to do it. I just don't, it doesn't feel right now. It doesn't feel good for me. I feel too drained. And also it felt just like wrong for some reason right now to like let somebody in my space, you know, like to use my shower. It's like towels, clean sheets, like it's a smoker, so it makes a mess. Right now it was just really bothering me. So I decided against it, and suddenly I got this clarity. And it was pretty profound, because my normal reaction would have been, and in similar situations with the same person, to just say yes. And right now, the only reason that I could think of to say yes was like the sort of like, whatever, it could be fun, you never know, something. But also recently, like I had this like lesson where this you never know thing, like I realized it works both ways. Like, you never know what will happen if you meet this person. You never know what will happen if you don't meet this person. Because I've been realizing that a lot of these old people that come back into your life, it seems innocent, but I've been seeing it more as like, that's time and energy that you're spending that maybe you could have been spending in a new way, meaning somebody new, you know. It might block you in more ways than you think, just by your focus going there, your energy going there. Afterwards, you know, like you have to recover from it, or you take some time to be yourself again. It's like, you know, it is energy you're pointing in one way that is kind of lost going in another way. Suddenly I saw it as this. And then also, I realized, and this was the struggle in my body, that it was so difficult for me to say no without having the need for how do I say this? Like, without me having to be super tired, or having to be actually almost sick, or like emotionally drained, you know, like, or having to deal with problems in my life where I don't need it. I don't need these excuses to just say no. I can be doing just fine, actually feeling great, amazing, and still say no. But somehow inside of me, it's so hard to overcome that. There's this little voice, and I trace it back, and then I hear my sister say it. And from my childhood, it goes back, this little weird voice of like, when I wouldn't meet with this person, there's this part of me that goes like, oh, come on, like, why not? What like, it could be fun, and sort of this pity voice for the other person, or like, just is like, why not? Like do it already. It comes from a sort of weird poverty mindset, and also a guilt, and that's why I know it's not right. I'm trying to really focus on not making decisions from guilt, like not from, oh, like I may like lose out on something here, or I'm afraid that like saying no always means that I'm saying no to something good, you know. That's deciding from fear. So I'm trying to really focus on like what do I want, what do I actually want, and then go from there. And then the more I started breaking it down, the more it started to become clear to me that no was actually the right answer here. Like, very clear, but then I get into this deeper level where I really like still have the habit, and there's the bad negotiation in myself where I need to protect myself and my energy, or to be able to say no to things. And it goes on all levels, like in just meeting people, or in dating, like taking on that responsibility, or being able to say no to a job or to a bad situation. To do that, I need to make myself sick, or I need to make my body feel it, or I need to push myself in such a corner that I actually have to take almost a stand for myself. It's like, no, I'm feeling so bad, or this is making me feel physically so sick that I need to say no right now. But I'm realizing, because like I'm seeing myself like struggle with this health stuff, that and also with my body, like my back goes out and my neck will go out, and I'll be having terrible cramps. But just it's nothing heavy, it's nothing that actually blocks me, but it does put me in a completely different mindset of taking care of myself. It's almost like I'm taking myself hostage to make sure I take care of myself. And I realized that, oh my God, I am this bad. Because if I wasn't really tired, if my back didn't feel broken, if I didn't have all these like other problems pushing on me, I would say yes to a lot of these things where I actually want to say no, out of fear of missing out. Or, you know, by not having boundaries in place. And it goes back a long way, I realized. And like from my childhood, where I would have to be sick to be able to have a day where I could just be at home doing nothing. Not having to do homework, not having to study, not having to go to my 20 million hobbies, or to not go to school, to just have a day where I could just say, I want to do nothing, play video games, be myself, do whatever I want, sit on the couch all day. It's not that I didn't do all those things, but you know, to have the actual legit a good reason to do that, you need one, right? Or to actually say no to opportunities, even though you don't want them. An opportunity comes knocking, and I actually don't want it. But let's say I'm free and I have nothing else to do actually, and I'm feeling fine. Then there's this big pressure that's telling me like, why would you say no? Come on, this like you could be giving up this good chance, and there's this pressure that's not healthy. That's sort of yeah, and I'm the first. It goes back to this weird, but then it's this knot inside my head with my parents, sort of like this weird negotiation. It's almost like you're. I don't know. Let's say I feel bad for you that I can't do more, or I feel like I let you down in some way. Then maybe I'd be more like pushing you to go out and have a good time. And then when somebody else calls, let's say I canceled your plans for tonight. Okay, we were supposed to go out and have drinks and I cancel. And then somebody else calls you up and say like, oh, let's go out. And say like, come on. And I would be pushing that. It's like, well, why don't you take that? Come on, it could be fun. So, but it's actually to make myself feel less guilty, right? It could be right? I could be right in saying like actually, why don't you take a chance on this? You could have a really good time. I know that person. You get along great. Something could be sincere, right? But there's this part of me that's like pushing it, like pimping it out for you, and it feels nasty. And I'm doing it to myself. And I realized what I'm actually doing is taking myself, like sort of this Munchausen by proxy thing that I do with myself. It's like I keep also like for my job, or it's like I'll push myself, because it's like I'll block success, because otherwise I wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't get myself out of a job that I actually don't like because it's making me money or success, because I actually have this bad of boundaries and like standing up for myself that I would be afraid to lose a good thing, that I would hold on to bad things, right? So I push myself and I make myself sick, or I give myself all these problems kind of to protect myself, you know? And it does make you sick. And I think if it goes on a long time, okay, and then it comes to like the disease cancer. First of all, like if you are struggling with this or have struggled with this, I have no idea what that's like personally. Professionally, I've seen a lot of people with this in one way or another, or in the history of this. It's very common disease, cancer. But I do really believe that everything goes back to the psychosomatic realm, in the sense that all diseases, I think, are a manifestation of something that first starts internally, psychologically maybe. And I see it more as this. It's like all around in nature and in our body, or just common logic, is when you have traffic, when you have energy flowing and you block that. Let's say you have a river and you block that, you have a traffic road and you block that, you get all this congestion and problems around it, right? There's a block of energy flow, and then there's always buildup around that, and then that creates problems. So I do believe cancer is a manifestation from a long road of having energy blocked in a certain area. And I do really believe that you always have to ask this question, like take it very literally. Like, I have cancer in my throat. Like, really, I do really believe in the benefit of, besides having valid treatment and taking care of yourself that way, also asking questions is like, okay, like energetically, what is blocking here? What have I been not expressing all my life? Or what has been stuck in my throat all my life? You know, really look at it that way, because it does always lead to answers. And I have asked this to patients, and they do answer me very easily. It's not like they go like, what are you talking about? No, they do go like, yeah, actually, they know. Usually they know, and they've asked these questions before, because I do think when you are faced with these more extreme disease like cancer, you are almost forced to ask yourself these questions. And I do believe that it is a way to get yourself to ask yourself these questions, because it's almost like we push ourselves into these extremes to make ourselves see something that it manifests physically, so we can't look the other way anymore, right? Then if it's all in the idea and emotional realm. But I do think it does add up in the end, there's definitely, and more science and research shows that it does work this way, that a lot of problems do start psychologically or have a function psychologically, and you have to always look at the problem very holistically, like from all directions, like like in society, in culturally, just medically, scientifically, psychologically, from all angles. Cancers, I just saw 16 by 6'9". So I'm going to end this video. That was actually the message from cancer, from me. So that was it. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty, like, for me, this was a big insight. I was like, whoa, I just unlocked something pretty crazy. And I do feel it. And I wrote this down in the end. It's like, okay, I need to really let go of this bad habit that I learned from my family. Like, it's where you're always balancing your needs, like looking at what do I need and what do I need right away, and what is more urgent, and outweighing the bad stuff, or like going over what the worst case scenarios could be. It's like, oh, I definitely don't want to do that thing, because what might happen there. I'd rather be safe here, where I know the consequences aren't this big. It's like comfort zone. And the fearing of responsibility, where you're like, oh, good luck doing that. Like, I'll see you having all these bags to carry, it's outweighing the bad stuff. And I need to transform that more and more to like what I've been trying to do. It's like balancing my desires, also my needs, but more it's like, that should be a side product, and the end goal should be me focusing on where I want to go. I saw this really cool video about like, I put it up as a post. It's like where your brain, like the analogy of, you have somebody driving on an elephant on a road, and the person that's driving it is the brain, and the elephant is your emotions, and the road is sort of signifies, it's like, okay, where you need to go, and there could be obstacles on that road, and then it's all about how you get that elephant to go where you want it to go, because there's I'll put the link. Okay, Cancers, I hope this helped you or was interesting, and let's all turn slowly into a crab and live forever. Okay, that was it. See you around. Bye.